I'll have one or two drinks, but I'll just like hold an empty can of beer and pretend I'm drinking it all night, just so that people aren't like, "Do you need one?" I'm like, "No, I'm good."
Isn't that wild that people like make us feel so pressured though? Like that we feel like we have to hold a beer can, an empty beer can, just like to like not be a target. And that's like kind of goes against just like health. Like, you know, if you're choosing to be like healthy.
I know, it's just the wildest industry.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, you wouldn't do that at like a law office party. I don't know.
Or
Maybe they would. Maybe they are crazy. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't.
Interesting.
Welcome back to another episode of On The Porch with Front Porch Music, hosted by Logan Miller and me, Jenna Weiser. On this week's episode, we have Shantaia. Born and raised in small-town Saskatchewan, Shantaia grew up riding horses and playing sports. She picked up her guitar and headed for Nashville just a few years ago. We chatted with her about her brand new debut album, Exes and Friends, which was released earlier this year. She just played her first Calgary Stampede official show at Nashville North, and she is boots bound headed for Burles Creek to Boots and Hearts for the Emerging Artist Showcase later this summer. We definitely had some fun on our episode today with Shantaia, so check it out right now.
I feel like this is our first like, well, Jenna, we did one for like the women feature, but that was in person. So look at us go.
That was my first one in person too, doing that
That's
spotlight.
Right. And you guys were in Nashville for the week. Yeah. When are you coming back?
So nice. I literally was just there.
What?
I know, I didn't hit you up. I assumed I was going to see you at a listening room thing. And then I think you had another gig. It was Mallory and Melissa and Taylor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, where was I? I did have a gig.
And then so I said to Mallory, I was like, "Oh, where's Shantaia?" She's like, she can't come. And I was like, so I should have messaged her in advance.
That's okay. Next time.
Oh,
Just come back soon.
We'll be there in June. He'll be coming.
I'm going to come for the first
Yeah,
time.
oh my God, you haven't been here yet, Logan?
I don't want to talk about it. I have not been there yet. I was supposed to come. I mean, people who listen to this podcast are probably so just like,
we get it.
Like,
go.
you just go to Nashville. Yeah. I was supposed to go right before at the beginning of the pandemic, so that obviously got pooched.
And I've been invited him every time I've gone.
Yeah, and Jenna's like, "I'm going to Nashville." I'm like, "Where's my invite?"
Yeah, it's just been a statement rather than an invite.
Yeah.
Oops.
But I'm finally going to come, and I'm very excited.
Well, just let me know when you guys are coming, unlike Jenna this last time. I'll let it slide.
I'll let you know.
Perfect.
I'm sorry.
And we'll, you know what? We'll hang out. We'll exclude her.
Just kidding, Jenna.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, why don't we start with a life update? Because we have lots of things to talk about. But why don't you tell us what you've been up to the last couple of months? You've been celebrating your album release, which we'll get into. But you've been in LA doing some writing. You had a show
let her tell us.
Portland, Tennessee. So why don't you...
It's kind of nice getting a refresher because I forget what I've been up to.
Yeah. Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, oh my God. Life has been really crazy. I feel like because the album came out in February, like I just, you know, when people kind of get Christmas and then they get like this little bit of a lull and they get to relax for a little bit, I feel like I didn't get to do that. So it's just sort of been go, 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 which has been great. But it's also made this year just like fly by. Like, what the heck? We're almost in May. And that blows my mind because it was just February, right? Like, so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the album came out, and then shortly after, through Top of the Country, went on this SoCan writing trip and went to LA and wrote with Rob Natalini and my girl Emily Reed, and like just had the best time. Just left so inspired and came back to Nashville, like just kind of like ready to jump headfirst into all the things, the gigs, more writing, you know, the summer festivals and rehearsals and all that stuff. So it's just been like go, go, go busy, but I'm really loving it. So it's been good.
Did LA give you like a refresher? Because I know sometimes like being in the thick of like music, everybody's a musician, being around everybody all the time is like okay, and then you can go to the LA, go
even
to
just
the
like the sun, like the vitamin D, just get refreshed.
You know what? I went on the worst week possible. They've been getting the most rain they've ever seen in like 40 years or something wild. And
right.
So like I went at the stupidest time, unfortunately, but But no, I did. Like, I just left so inspired. And it was kind of like how when I didn't live in Nashville and I'd come here for trips, you'd leave super inspired and just like you wrote so much and all this inspiration was just like hitting you like a brick wall. And that's how LA was. Like, I went and didn't know what to expect because I've never gone to LA to write. I went to outside of LA for a show after like CCMA, so last September. And but I never had gone to like just sit in my feelings and write. And there was a couple days where I was really like didn't know anybody there and had no means of transportation. There was a few random friends that were in town, like Robin, and then my guitar player who also plays for Meg McCree was there actually opening for Morgan Wade one night. So like she was in town. I got to go see her, and Johnny Gregson, who plays bass for Sacha and used to be in the band Big City Lights, good friend of mine, was also in LA. So like I got to see a lot of people, which was really cool. Just people that I don't get to hang out with very often. And I just left so inspired and wrote some of my favorite songs I've written in forever. So that's really exciting.
Doesn't that feel weird to be like, you have your debut album comes out and then you're just like go doing something else? And it's like, okay, I hope you enjoy, everybody. I'm gonna
literally was just talking about this with somebody else the other day because I'm like, that album was new to everybody else, but not to me. Like I'd been working on it for 3 years, and some of those songs like Broke to Brand New and Had a Good Weekend are like really old to me now, but like new to everybody else, which is really cool to like put it out there and have everybody else like being like, wow, this is so cool, we're taking this in. And I'm like, I'm already over here writing the next stuff. So that was fun, actually, like kind of feeling like I was already on to the next thing. So I'm excited for everybody to hear the new music. Like it's going to be different in a good way.
Oh yeah. Have you been playing it around at like rounds and stuff?
Yes, I have. I've definitely tested the waters on a few songs. One that I wrote kind of like for my family, and I was up in Portland for that show that I played, but the week before they had me come out and do a radio interview to promote the show. And the host, he was like, I had sang a couple songs. It was like an hour-long radio show thing, and like, yeah,
Whoa,
it was
that's a long time
lots
for
of
radio.
commercials and stuff in between, but like they had me sing a few songs. And he was like, anything you've written for your parents or your family recently? Because my parents were in studio. So I was like, actually, yeah.
Perfect.
So I tested it out and I had everybody crying, which was like really fun. But yeah, no, it's cool. I'm excited for like more people to hear the new music for sure.
In the meantime, we are listening to Exes and Friends.
Yes.
Super cool. So you had a single come out in January, which was Know You. And that song's been doing really well. But you have a whole album out now. So there's many new songs on the album that we hadn't seen until it was released.
Yeah, so there was 4 previous release songs, including Know You, like which was still pretty fresh. I mean, only like a month and a bit old when the whole album came out. So really, I feel like everybody got like 5 kind of like new songs this year, which was cool. You never know. We live in such a like single by single world now. Like everybody's attention spans are pretty low, but it's cool to just see people reacting to the album, and like it's a concept album, breakup songs and party songs, which I think was just like fun to play with a theme. So yeah. Do you guys have any favorites off the album?
I kind of like Curfew.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's cute. I think that one's really cute.
Yeah, it's definitely like a nostalgic throwback of like my teen years.
I think that's why. Like it's so like it throws you back immediately.
Yeah, like really relatable. And I've had like 50-year-old men be like, "Oh my god, that was like my childhood," and I was like, "What?" You know, like it's cool.
That's so funny actually, because you're like, people always talk about how times have changed so much, and then like you were not a teenager at the same time those 50-year-olds were. So it's like we actually all are just living the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
history repeats itself a little bit, like in good ways. I mean, like fake IDs and like feeling like you're the king and queen of your like small town and stuff. I feel like those sort of feelings like stay relevant.
100%.
Did you ever have a fake ID?
Yeah, it wasn't like it was like for a year I had one of like a friend that was a year older than me that she had like given it to me. I was Kiana Valdez for a year.
Ooh, wow.
I didn't have one because I grew up in Ottawa, so like you're right beside the Quebec border. So you could just go, we just went over and drank there, but I definitely sold my ID.
You did?
Oh yeah. As soon as I got my G2, I gave my G1 or sold my G1 to someone
I could
who
never
looked
have gotten
nothing like me.
I still don't pass for 19 half the time. So I was scared when I was 17 and 18. I was like, I would never get away with this to begin with, because even if I were to go out now, I would be asked for 2 pieces of ID.
Yeah.
I was just too scared. I was like, nobody's going to buy this. So I just never did.
There was one time I actually ended up going to a bar that Kiana used to serve at, and I had no clue.
Oops.
And her friend was serving us, and at the end of it, after serving me drinks, she was like, by the way, I know Kiana. And I was like, what?
You're like, I know you.
I was like, and she's like, and you're not Kiana. And I was like, I'm just gonna tip you really well and walk out of here.
Be quiet, please.
Time for me to go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So funny.
Oh, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
You can for sure get a ticket for giving out, selling your ID.
It's definitely illegal.
Yeah. We're definitely incriminating ourselves right now.
So much shit. Yeah.
To everybody.
It's kind of like when you're on the jury stand, actually. When you're on the stand and
the witness stand?
The witness stand, yeah, not the jury stand. And anything you say can't be used against you. So if you admit to I was selling drugs and I saw this happen, they can't be you were selling drugs. They can't do that. They can go investigate you later again, but they can't just take your word for it.
Wow.
Good to know.
So that's the same thing. You're both off the hook. You didn't do anything wrong.
We're both off the hook.
Too late. It's too late.
The judge has spoken.
We're just young and dumb. That's all it was.
Now I'm just old and dumb.
Now I'm so boring. I don't do anything exciting anymore.
Just think about how desperate you were to go out and do, drink too much and be fucked up back then, and now you're like, oh my god,
Jenna, I'm just so excited to stay home now.
Literally.
Or you're deciding to have if you're gonna have another drink or not, and you're like, do I
want a headache?
Or what's my tomorrow looking like? Do I need to be? What do I have to do tomorrow?
I did 103 days of no drinking because I was just I was so messed up over Christmas break. I was hungover 10 times, and it was bad.
From one night or from multiple nights?
Multiple days. There was too many. No. I mean, I just drank so much. I was just go home, see the family. We're drinking, having time.
It's a big.
Christmas is a tricky bitch like that.
Tricky bitch. I love that. Yeah, it's totally. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then
put that on a t-shirt. Christmas is a tricky bitch.
just tricky bitch.
Oh, okay. Just tricky bitch.
Just tricky bitch, because then people can think I'm a tricky bitch. I love it.
Exactly. So you went on a little bit of a sober journey.
Yeah, we did 103 days of not a sip of alcohol, and then my first sip of alcohol was my good influence, Mallory Johnson. So Mal had me on the wine, and then it's her birthday this weekend, so I'll definitely be drinking this weekend. But yeah.
Honestly, I think I didn't do 103 days. I just did a 2-week collect.
That's a good thing. We're celebrating that too.
Yeah, same.
Where I went.
She's the tricky bitch.
Okay, come on. Drinking is such a part of music industry culture. It's it's hard to keep up with. Yeah. But then you try to keep up, and then you feel sick all the fucking time. So I just 2 weeks, I was super busy with stuff, and I was I'm not going to drink at any of these things. And then I just started being a little more thoughtful, oh, I don't need to have a drink, or I can wait till after we're already there. So, don't need to show up with a few drinks and that kind of a thing, because it's...
That used to be my party trick.
Yeah.
Just then the social anxiety goes away. So
yeah, exactly.
Jenna's tricky. Social anxiety. Jenna's tricky bitch. You're Litty Titty. What am I?
We have so much time to figure this out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna make t-shirts. We need one for Logan. Let's keep thinking.
Matching t-shirts. This will be cute. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, yeah. So how was the sober journey while being so immersed in music industry culture and drinking everywhere?
Weirdly enough, people were really supportive of it. I wasn't expecting that, and I was going to Red Door once a week, and then my album release show did that, and I actually, my plan was to do Dry January, and then when Dry January ended, I was I'm gonna keep going, maybe until my album release, and then I went to album release, and the band was drinking in the green room. Everybody was having a good time. And I was sort of meh, I'm good. And they were you do you. And I was cool, sweet, I'm good. We went to Red Door that night. I drank soda water. It looked like I was a part of the drinking atmosphere. But the people that knew, they were like super supportive of it. And I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was going to get a lot of flack and like a lot of like harassment over it. Like, just like, come on, drink,
Yeah.
like, and
have one.
Yeah, like, just have one. It's just have a good time, And I was having a good time. Like, I think what this taught me was learning how to like be fun and be myself, like without alcohol. So
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, it was good.
And also going to a show and enjoying a show without having been drinking and just like getting extra rowdy is so nice the next day.
And then also like my bank account loved me a lot more too. Like I was not wasting money on.
So soda water is a lot cheaper than vodka water.
I mean, half the time people were giving me soda water for free because they were like, oh, it's just soda water. Like the bartenders here were like, like good for you. Actually Ronnie, the like main bartender at Red Door, I was sitting at the bar like talking with some friends or whatever, and I was like, I'm just gonna soda water like on that 100-day journey of sober. He's like, I've been sober for 5 years, and he's like the regular bartender at Red Door.
Good for him.
I was like, what? Wow. Like I was just infatuated by that. I was like, that's so impressive. I find it impressive.
Yeah, I agree, because you can get so like it's so easy to be influenced, right?
Yeah. Oh, so easy to be influenced, and like you said, this town it's a music city with a drinking problem. Like.
Well, yeah, like, I mean,
it is.
I drive pretty much everywhere we go, so like, I'll have one or two drinks, but I'll just like hold an empty can of beer and pretend I'm drinking it all night, just so that people aren't like, "Do you need one?" I'm like, "No, I'm good."
Isn't that wild that people like make us feel so pressured though? Like that we feel like we have to hold a beer can, an empty beer can, just like to like not be a target. And that's like kind of goes against just like health, like if you're choosing to be like healthy.
I know, it's just the wildest industry.
It's so, I mean, you wouldn't do that at like a law office party. I don't know. Maybe they would. Maybe they are crazy. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't.
Interesting. Staying on the track of the health journey though, you also have been like super prioritizing your like physical wellness. I feel like that's a thing you've been all about. So how does that keep you? One, how's it going? Because I feel like staying motivated is like the hardest part. But how does that help you with like balancing your lifestyle in general too?
Yeah, I think it kind of like it comes back to the like keeping me from going out every night and like drinking, and like it keeps you accountable to like yourself a little bit. Like, hey, I've been to the gym maybe once this week, like I haven't been, and if somebody's inviting you to go like drink, it's like, well, I should probably go to the gym instead of doing that. Like, it's just Sacha last night messaged me. She's like, what are you up to? And I'm like, going to the gym. Like, it's, one of those things that I have always really like prioritized my health. When I first moved here, I found it hard to find that balance. And then once I found it, I'm so glad I did, because I don't know, this town just can consume you, and like eating unhealthily all the time. Like just like if I could eat queso and tacos and drink margaritas every day, I probably would, if I didn't like.
Oh, that's my love language.
Literally.
You're speaking to my soul.
Oh my God,
right now.
And Nashville has it all, like, and I literally could eat a pound of queso daily if I like didn't tell myself not to. So yeah, it's a tough one, but I have a coach, and that definitely makes a big difference. So she's not here. It's like an online thing, but she's a friend of my cousin's who, actually in BC, and she keeps me accountable.
It's like my financial advisor. He's like, you don't need money for that. You don't need to do that. And I'm like, what the fuck I do? Same thing.
Like, don't tell me what to do.
Literally, you're here to. Oh wait, that is your job. That's exactly what you do. Steer me in the right direction.
Oh my God,
God damn it.
So funny.
Another tricky bitch.
Another tricky bitch.
I'm so glad you did.
We can't put that in the title, so it'll get an explicit.
Trademark it.
I think the title will be Tricky Bitch, Litty, Titty with Shantaia.
Oh, that's so fun.
Oh my goodness.
I think we need to talk about your rancher hat, because it looks like you paid $500 for that thing, and I know that was a DIY project.
Oh my God, my wide brim hat. So crazy. I have a couple now, but the one that I really love the most is the one that I like burnt the edges and stuff. Yeah, my mom is like, she's a tricky bitch. She's got all the crafty things, and like she does like a bunch of leather work and stuff. So she made I don't have any of my stuff near me right now, but she made my guitar strap and like, she's made me purses. Like her and her sister, my aunt, they have like they're starting a business called Frankie Girl, and my grandpa's name was Frank. So, they're starting like up a business, and so she's got all this stuff. She made me this hat band, and then I sat on our back porch one day back in Canada and used this like burning tool, and I burned the edges, and then we like sewed it, and so I want to add more to it. She just got like I don't know what it's called. It's like a calligraphy pen, I think is what it's called, and it like burns while you can like write with it.
Oh, cool.
So I am definitely going to take the hat home in June and like do some more to it.
Traveling with those hats is real.
You got to wear it.
Real
or
tough.
You got to get a case.
When we went to, where were
we went to Alberta. And
the CCMAs last year on
the planes.
On the planes, you'd see all these artists or musicians, or assumingly musicians, with like 4 hats layered on their head on the plane. Yeah, they're like,
oh my God, that's so funny.
I talked to one of them and they're like, well, I'm not paying to ship this.
You know
so I'm just going to wear them all.
Really funny actually about that is the boys from the Washboard Union, when I toured with them last year, they have these like really big like hat cases that they were like, chugging around everywhere. And I was like, God, that looks so like annoying. But then when you pay like an arm and a leg for these hats, like you don't really want to damage them either. Like,
yeah, they're so expensive.
I don't even have super expensive hats, but I took a bigger suitcase than I needed on purpose, and I just have been doing that. And I will just like the hats just sit on the other side of the suitcase, and all is well.
Really? Oh my gosh!
I look like I travel really heavy, but it's literally just half of the suitcase is just the hats.
Dude, you give me a big suitcase, I'm gonna fill it with clothes. That's my toxic trait.
I want one of those giant hats, but I can't pull it off.
I'm sure you could. Why not?
No, the hat covers the bald.
Because his face is framed so specifically by his facial hair. I think that when he puts the big hat on, because I've put mine on him, we put them on in stores before, and it's just like...
Yeah, Jenna's always like, we're going to find one that works, and then we never do.
Not all of them look good on me either. There has to be a certain... Like, I can't do the rounded ones on top. That looks so bad on me. They have to...
I look stupid as hell.
Yeah, they have to be like they come to a point kind of right at the top, and they sink in, right? Like, and they can't be they can't be too wide, otherwise they look way too big on my head, because I have a smaller head. So it's hard to find ones that fit me actually because of that.
That's fair.
I have a bigger head, so I need one that's like a boat for it to actually look like it. Like, yeah, and it's like past my shoulders. Like I have to get a sombrero.
Oh my God.
I love we've got the solution now.
We need to find Logan a sombrero.
That'll be the episode art.
And then Shantaia will burn it.
I will burn it up for you.
It'll fit right in.
Oh my God. So funny.
Get your mom to make a little rope thing to go around it, a little leather band.
Decorate it
perfect.
To the nines.
Great. That's our craft project when we're in Nashville next.
Perfect. You just got to bring me the hat. I'll do all the rest.
I DIY'd one from Marshall's once, and it's bright blue.
Ooh.
And I wore it. I hadn't worn it since Boots and Hearts, because I feel like I had a little PTSD from wearing it there because it was so hot, but I had straightened my hair, and so when I took the hat off, there was just like big indent in my head, and I was like, the hat has to go back on. So I was so hot, so I was scared to take, like, I just hated it, so I didn't want to wear it again. I wore it to Kelsey Ballerini concert, and that was the audience.
That was it.
That was the audience. Those people were like, where did you get that? I need one. And I was like,
Jenna, you need to send me a picture of this.
$15.
He's like, I made it.
What did you do to it?
So Meg and I went to... literally Marshall's was there and Michael's was there, so we went to Marshall's, and she's very artsy and creative too, so she like looks at this hat, she's like, wait, that has potential. It had nothing on it, it was just this bright blue hat. Then we went over to Marshall's and we got a bunch of like rope thingies and not ribbon, but it was like silky, and then we got these little fake berry thingies and feathers, and we did it right up. It was a
literally
project.
It's so funny that you say that like Michael's my mom and I like found, like, I have a whole shit ton of them here, like flat, like dried flowers, and like it looks like lavender and like oh my God, and it's so clutch because like I have one hat that I don't feel like most people haven't seen because I don't wear it as much, but my mom made this band that has like slits in them that I can like stick new things in them and take the other things out if I want.
That's so smart. I love that. Okay, I found my hat. This is what it started off as.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah.
Wait, I forgot you can't see the whole of us. And this is how it...
Okay, move it this way a little bit. Oh my gosh, pretty!
Isn't it cute?
Are those like, what kind of feathers are those? Peacock feathers?
They're from Marshall's. I don't know. They're like pretty textured.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're like a fake feather.
They're for sure, like they're fake, but like, I'm
like,
not sure.
There's no such bird as that. It looks like leopard print.
Oh my gosh.
It's from the leopard print bird.
There's for sure birds with this like
It's extinct
situation.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god, I love it.
They're cool. They're cool. Now I want to take all the feathers out and do something else to it, but I hot glued those suckers in really far.
No,
so.
I haven't. I've been too scared to hot glue anything into my hats because I'm just like I hate permanent. Like I'm scared. Like if I make something permanent, then I'm like not gonna like it anymore. Mind you, like I've got tattoos. That's pretty permanent, but
pretty permanent.
I just got a cowboy boot tattoo, and I'm sort of like, do I like it?
Cute. Oh, do I like it? Oh shit.
Here,
I'm sure it's
I've
great.
got it
you know
on
what?
my arm.
You love it. Oh, cool.
That's adorable.
That is adorable.
It could be.
It's cute.
It's like as minimalistic as a cowboy boot tattoo gets. So like that's cute.
Yeah,
as heck.
I mean it's pretty cute. My friend got yeehaw on her knee,
On her-
which then now
It's
it was
knee-haw?
like missed opportunity. She should have said knee-haw.
Literally.
That's my kind of comedy.
Oh my god. Well, y'all, Mallory, so funny, but she didn't get yeehaw, not Mallory. My
I
friend
was just
Mackenzie.
about to say Mallory got yeehaw tattooed on her. Are you kidding me?
What?
I was about to say Mallory got yeehaw tattooed on her.
It's gonna start a rumor. Oh my god.
Let's do it.
No, it was my friend Mackenzie. She from back home, but she's got like tattoos all over the place. So she's not like your basic like tattoo getter. I'm pretty basic. Like I've got a palm tree on my arm and like be brave on my wrist. Like I'm pretty basic tattoo girl. And like she's got like this big bee on her knee and literally only got it so that she could say the bee's knees.
Bee's knees. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I like it.
That's funny.
Sorry, tangents all over the place.
So speaking of being back home, you just said like your friend from back home. So you're from Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Whereabouts in Saskatchewan?
So like northern Saskatchewan, Spiritwood. It's kind of close to like North Battleford, Saskatchewan-ish. Really surrounded by like a ton of beautiful lakes and gorgeous pine trees and spruce trees. It is really beautiful land up there.
The music scene up in or over in Saskatchewan is pretty thriving. Like you have a whole mitt full of SCMA nominations for this year's award show. Congrats.
Thank you. First time having more than like 2 nominations in a year, which is really cool. I think I've got
because it's what 5 this year.
Crazy.
Okay, what all do you have nominations for?
Female Artist of the Year, which is my first female artist, like final ballot nomination, which is really cool.
Amazing.
And then songwriter for Broke to Brand New, single of the year for Broke to Brand New, video of the year for Broke to Brand New, and interactive artist.
So is it like a whole like production and spectacle, the SCMAs? I'm visualizing like it's a small, in my head it feels like it's probably a small association, given the just physically the amount of people that are around in Saskatchewan.
It's a pretty small shindig. I mean, like, they haven't had it now for 3 years with COVID. Like they could have had it last year, but I guess they were like lacking in sponsorship and investors and stuff. So they didn't have it last year, and now they're late to getting to it this year. They usually have them in April, but there was just a lot of like change happening within the SCMA this year with our president and like all that kind of stuff. So I think they just sort of had a hard time like getting the ball rolling, but it's happening June 10th, right on my brother's wedding day. So I unfortunately won't be there.
Oh,
yeah. I'm going the night before to play their kickoff party with the Washboard Union, which will be fun, little reunion with them. And then driving like super early the next morning to get to my brother's wedding 4 hours away. So,
oh shit.
Yeah.
Talk about time.
Yeah, I know. Like, and literally, I'm not even lying. I've had like 2 festival offers on that same weekend, and I was like, by the second one, I was like, Tyson, can you just change your wedding? Like,
yeah, please.
Can you please stop inconveniencing me with your happiness? Oh, that's funny.
So you obviously don't live in Saskatchewan anymore, but so why do these associations, like these local associations, why do they why do they still matter so much? Because they are so important to like the thriving community of like music in general across the country. What is it about these associations that is just so important to still be involved with?
I think it's like, well, it really is, because it becomes this like validation from your peers. Like I still really consider like Saskatchewan is home, right? And it's like where a lot of my music gets played on the radio there and like all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's really just this validation from your peers and the industry there, that they see the hard work you're putting in, and that even though I'm not there full time anymore and I'm in Nashville all the time, it's just like, yeah, it makes you feel like they see what you're doing and giving you that nod. And then on another totally different front, it's really important for being a Canadian artist in Nashville. I have to have awards and accolades to get my visa. So anything that, like, especially when it comes through with awards, like the USCIS and Homeland Security and the States, like, really cares about that stuff. So it's actually like even more important for like me or Mallory or Tegan, like, to get those nods from their provincial organizations, because it helps us live down here longer.
That's interesting.
Didn't know that.
Me neither.
I thought you just had to have people say like, yep, they're going to work here and that's good to go.
No, it's a whole process. I'm actually in the process of like renewing mine. Mine's a 3-year visa. I'm on an O1. So it's like now within this last 3 years, I had to like get as much possible like charting success and all that stuff to like prove that I'm still an extraordinary person and that I deserve to be in the US. It's so crazy. Yeah.
What a process.
Been super hard over the last 3 years.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't stop putting music out, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing you were in like a release cycle.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Oh my gosh. Like, so grateful for, Broke to Brand New doing so well, and then being a part of Top of the Country and RBCX Music. Like, I had a lot going on that's going to really, like, way more than what I had going on before when I got approved for the first visa. So, like, I'm pretty like confident we're going to be good, but it's still so nerve-wracking.
I did want to touch on RBCX Music because I feel like it's a pretty like well-known program, but we also don't know a ton about it.
It's pretty new yet. Like last year they kind of did it differently, obviously, like coming out of COVID, and they decided to do it more like in person. So they are the ones that helped me get the Washboard Union tour. They were the connection there. And I know that they've got a stage at Cavendish Beach Music Festival. So they've got a really good, like, long-standing relationship with the Whitecap Entertainment team. And like, yeah, they're still building, I think. Like, this year's probably gonna be a really good year for them, because last year was really like kind of establishing the program and like really getting it rolling in a more like prominent way rather than just an online thing. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, they were so helpful financially and just like a really big like supporter. We went to Toronto and did like a workshop mentorship program for a few days, and they were just so good to us. And like it was cool because they really came at it from like a mental health perspective. Like we did a lot of like mental health workshopping and how just important that is, and how I think the industry sort of like sloughs that off. And so it was just like very different from like the CCMA workshopping and stuff like that. It wasn't so like business, and it was more like creative, which was really cool. I've never seen anybody ever tackle like workshops from that perspective.
No doubt. That must have been a nice like change.
Yeah,
then,
it was. I left feeling very like rejuvenated and just like energized and feeling like seen and like heard. I don't know. Like we talked a lot about anxiety, and I had at that point I wasn't really like. I talked about it with my friends and stuff, but like barely even really talked about it with my family. And I feel like I talk about it a lot more now because I just was sort of like validated in that workshop with them.
That's really important. So is this in like, do you apply for this and then you get selected from?
Yeah. So they just like chose their, this year's artists. And I know like Danny Strong and I were talking because I think one of her artists was chosen, and I think they're going to be announcing soon. I'm maybe like dishing information I'm not supposed to, but they had a call out for submissions a little while ago. I posted about it, kind of saying like, this is a great program for up and coming independent artists. And I know a lot of their artists, like Jessia was a part of it a few years ago, and then and then more recently Aria Hicks, who's also totally blowing up. She was a part of my year, and so I think they end up picking around 24 artists across Canada, all genres. So, and I was the only country artist in it. So I was really like promoting to my country artist friends, like, guys, you need to apply for this.
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah.
Get in there. What are, other than like the mental health takeaway, which you've mentioned, like what are the other takeaways from this program that you think are super important?
Well, they've built a really great, like, what's that?
So this feels like an ad all of a sudden, but I'm just curious.
No, they've been really building their like social outreach, like just, you know, paying for like ads and stuff, so that they're promoting, like putting spotlights on each artist very individually now. And you know, a few years ago, nice. I did like their first up program where it was just like an online performance, and they paid like the artists to do like online performances, and like you know, just financially it's a good program. Financially, they offer like a grant kind of like right off the hop to like help with music, anything music related. So like helped me with my album and recording, and like so that was a huge like takeaway. And I think this year, like, and then obviously the Washboard Union, like they hooked me up with the shows, and last year they hoped to get more shows for us. But I think that once you're a part of like the RBCX Music family, like you're always kind of a part, and they'll always like think of you for opportunities. They just hit me up the other day, asked where I was based, and it might be because they're looking to maybe do something in Nashville or whatever, right? So like they I think they're just really looking out for us as like independent artists and trying to like stir up opportunities for us.
That's really cool.
Yeah. That's really cool.
It's good like when things like, you were the only country artist in it, so obviously people weren't that aware of it at the time, because you would think it would be like spread across genres a little bit more.
And a couple years ago, Brittany, like I found out about it through Shannon Ella, who posted about Brittany Kennel being a part of it, like on the live stream type sort of side of things. And then they had reached out to me like, you should apply again this year. And I was like, well, can I? Because I was in it like last year for the online performances. And they were like, yeah, this is a totally different thing this year. Like we're totally revamping it. So yeah, I think as they go on, like each year, more and more artists are going to want to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah, totally. It's so important to have these programs like across the country and through like whether it's genre based or association based, just to like enable artists too, because they teach you fuck all about how to be an artist, how to build a business around that, like any of that stuff.
Oh my gosh,
so
that's like the biggest misconception, is that like this isn't a business. Like people think we're just doing this as a hobby, and like and if any artist ever like does just like take a complete like artist approach to the music business, like it's, you know, you're probably not going to succeed. And like I think that finally these programs like RBCX Music and Top of the Country, you know, they did like a whole couple days of like workshopping and teaching, and it's like you can walk in with a whole bunch of knowledge. Like I am big on like educating myself in the business, and like knowing, you know, sync licensing and like all, you know, the mechanical licensing and the publishing and all that stuff. But you can still learn so much. Like look at TikTok, like that just threw a curveball at us. We were learning a whole new platform and trying to approach it as like a business. And it's like, it's tough because we're creators. Like we want to be artists. We want to be like creating, but you also have to like, you have to get your hands dirty a little bit with the business side. Otherwise it's going to be tough.
It's also kind of hard to even wrap your head around some of the business stuff, because like it seems like there's like the people who are in charge of this stuff in the industry often keep it so close to themselves to be like almost like a gatekeeper. Yeah. Knowledge is power. Like everyone should just be sharing this with each other. There's space for everybody.
And you know, it's Let's funny all just that you say that too, Logan, because I feel like that's more of a Canadian approach to it. I find the Canadian industry is a little bit more like, you know, keeping their cards close and not really like offering information to just anybody. And it gets a little cliquey. And like, I love the Canadian industry. I love all my Canadian artists and fellow like, you know, peers and stuff in the industry. But it's very different down here in the sense that information is given a little bit more freely here. Like, I think there's just a bit more of like, I guess with us, you know, in the CCMAs, like we see each other once a year. Like, so we're a little more widespread. We don't see each other as often. Whereas like Nashville's like CCMAs constantly 24/7. Like you can be out networking every single night at a show. So I think then like that sort of builds this like community of just like, there is room for everybody. And like, let's all like, you might as well help each other out rather than like stepping on someone or like putting somebody down because it's not going to get you anywhere, because that gets around fast. Like, it's very different here where less gatekeeping, more helping, which is nice.
I think we're coming close to the end.
We are, yeah.
But fuck, what was I just gonna say?
I literally saw that thought
leave my head. It came back. Holy shit. Hopefully have some other shows coming up this summer.
Yes, yeah, like we're just kind of working on getting a few more late summer, and then obviously can't wait to see everybody at CCMAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you in Hamilton.
Yeah, why is it in Hamilton?
Super great.
We just keep on going back.
We literally do.
But it's like a toxic relationship.
Between Hamilton and London. Ay. But so looking forward to it.
So looking forward to it. It's like a toxic relationship. We just keep going back. It's fine.
Yeah, with Hamilton. That's so funny. And we will be coming to Nashville, so we will not.
Yes.
I'll let you know.
Perfect. I'll have to send. Okay, y'all. I have to send you my new number. I've got a Nashville number finally. So.
Oh,
yeah.
Perf. Send that direct so we can.
That could have been your out. Like, I texted your old number. Oops.
Oh my god. No, I genuinely was like, where I see Mal, I always see Shantaia.
Yeah, I mean, we're two peas in a pod. I literally went for a walk through this morning. I was like, I've got an interview with Logan and Jenna, and she was like, you're gonna have a blast. So funny.
No, it's okay. We'll hang out in Nashville next time. We'll take him on a queso tour.
Oh my god, yes.
In our crazy t-shirts, which we still didn't give you a name.
All right.
We'll have to
think about it.
To figure that out. Imagine, oh my god, 3 of us on those electric scooters with our matching fucking t-shirts.
Just going to the next queso spot.
There goes Pretty Bitch. There goes Litty Titty. And Logan.
There's been Logan on your shirt.
Logan and Sparkle.
Logan.
See, perfect.
Love it.
Okay, we had so much fun. I feel like we will have to have a part 2.
I know, right?
We
Oh
were
my
just
gosh.
getting started.
It feels like we were just getting into it.
God damn it. That's okay. And where can we find you on the internet?
At Shantaia Music. It's a tough one. SHANTAIA. And you'll find me on all the platforms, including TikTok.
That
devil TikTok.
Awesome. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening to another episode of On The Porch with Front Porch Music. We're so lucky to be able to chat with artists and make episodes like this one. If you like the podcast, remember to rate and review us, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. It's the easiest way to support the show. Remember to check out frontporchmusic.ca to keep up with new music releases, exclusive artist interviews, and more. We'll catch you again on The Porch in a couple of weeks. On The Porch is hosted by Logan Miller and Jenna Weiser, and produced and edited by Jason Saunders. That's me. Our theme song was written, produced, and performed by Owen Riglin.